Why do Sigma males act the way they do? Have you ever thought about what goes on inside their heads? A strange type of man called the Sigma male is known to live his life alone, like a lone wolf, never needing to depend on other people. A lot of people get the Sigma male wrong by thinking that his lack of interest in other people is a sign of a dominance complex. This is not at all true, though. There are many good reasons for Sigma males to avoid many people, and it's not because they think they are better than other people. In a world full of shallow relationships, constant drama, and transactional relationships, the Sigma male's tendency to distance himself is not a sign of arrogance, but rather a deliberate and calculated response to the many disappointments and betrayals he has experienced throughout his life. One of the many complex parts of what it means to be a Sigma guy is this often misunderstood trait. Today's video is about 8 harsh truths about why Sigma males don't pay attention to other people. Let's start right away. Number 1. They are lost in their own thoughts. The Sigma male is a mysterious person who often looks like they are lost in their own thoughts. When compared to the more assertive alphas or the more conformist betas, Sigmas tend to go their own way in life. They are fiercely independent, which makes them question social rules and expectations. People who are naturally self-reflective often have a deep understanding of themselves and a unique view of the world. Sigmas find their strength and purpose in the rich tapestry of their inner thoughts, even if they seem cold or distant. They forge their own path with a quiet determination that can be both mysterious and appealing to those who try to understand them. Number 2. They need alone time. Sigma males value their alone time a great deal because it gives them a safe place to clear their minds and carefully consider their ideas without any interruptions or distractions. They naturally get lost in their own thoughts, which makes being alone not only better but necessary for them to explore the depths of their minds without feeling like they have to be there for other people. People often mistake this desire for quiet for antisocial behavior, which is a shame. But it's not a dislike of people that makes them want to be alone. It's a deep-seated need to recharge and think in a place where there are no outside effects. This need for alone time is not a rejection of other people. It is an important part of the Sigma's mental health and self-care. Number 3. People are incredibly shallow and judgmental. Sigma men know that everyone has their own flaws and quirks, and that trying to be perfect is pointless. Then, when they meet people who seem to enjoy being extremely judgmental, it turns them off completely. A Sigma guy doesn't want to be around people who are too shallow, too superficial, and always putting other people down. These traits are the exact opposite of what a Sigma man stands for, so they will choose to ignore and stay away from self-centered people who have these traits. People who are Sigma males think that life is too short and valuable to waste on people who are negative and shallow. The truth is that people who judge others too much have a bad attitude. Putting other people down is more important to them than lifting themselves up. A Sigma man, on the other hand, is kind and doesn't hold on to their success for their own benefit. As they work to improve themselves, they pull those around them up instead of putting them down because they want everyone to succeed. Number 4. People are too sensitive to handle the truth. It's true that sometimes hearing the truth can hurt, but you may need to in order to become a better person. There are many people in the world today who can't handle any kind of criticism, even if it's helpful and meant to help them. Being around people who are too weak to face the truth or take any kind of criticism is very hard on Sigma men. They like being around people who can take constructive criticism well and use it to improve themselves. Sigma men stay away from people who are too sensitive because they don't want to be around people who make them constantly walk on eggshells. For them, honesty is the most important thing in a relationship, and if someone can't handle that, it's a clear sign that they can't handle the Sigma male's direct and no-nonsense way of life. Number 5. They avoid overly dramatic people. Sigma men become less tolerant of people who are too dramatic as they get older. These people who like to cause trouble are mentally draining, and they seem to thrive on problems instead of answers. It's almost like they enjoy the chaos in secret, because it often gets them the attention they need so badly. Sigma doesn't have the time or energy to deal with people like this, who usually don't listen to advice. They are the type of people who would rather complain and feel sorry for themselves than listen to good advice and change. Because of this harsh truth, Sigma males have to stay away from people like this because their constant negativity and unwillingness to change is too much for them to handle. Number 6. Transactional relationships. Relationships today often seem to be held together by strings of selfish reasons. Whether it's money, power, or fame, most people are looking for something they can get from other people. This constant search for personal gain has created a group of people who try to move up in society, and Sigma males can easily see through their clear motives. Because Sigma males know that these kinds of connections aren't deep, they intentionally stay away from these people. Real, meaningful relationships are much more important to them than shallow, transactional ones. Because of this, they tend to have very few friends and trusted partners. It's a sad reflection of the world we live in, where real relationships are hard to find, and people are often only looking out for themselves. Number 7. They value those they can learn from. Sigma men usually stay away from people who don't teach them anything new. They actively seek out people from whom they can learn and grow because they don't like exchanges that don't add anything to the conversation. For them, a link is most valuable when it leads to interesting, stimulating conversations about things that interest them, not the dull, surface-level chatter that comes with small talk. Their choice comes from their desire to keep learning and growing, both mentally and personally. Being stuck in a room with someone dull who can't hold a talk about anything but the weather is the last thing a Sigma male wants. Number 8. They'd been betrayed by someone they once trusted. The pain of betrayal by people Sigma men used to trust deeply has been felt in the past. Even though it hurt, this experience has made them very careful about who they trust in the future. It's normal for Sigma males to have trouble making deep connections with many people because they are so picky about who they trust. People may think that they are shut off from society because of how careful they are, but they are just being careful to keep themselves from getting hurt more. Being very careful around other people is a way for them to protect themselves that comes from bad experiences in the past. One of the most respectful things a Sigma man can do for you is have your trust. Do you agree with what I said in this video? Thanks for watching it. Subscribe to the channel for your support and love.